I want to talk about a dream that I had last night. I'm going to try my best to be as detailed and entertaining as possible, but I had a dream last night that started off like it was probably an Armageddon, and I have dreams like this all the time. Um, in the beginning, there was an alert, a social media alert, and I think talk around town, that there was a tsunami, but we had much preparation for it. It was going to take a while to get there, and they're like, well, it's a really small wave right now and it's not scary. But it's interesting because just the notion of knowing that something might happen with this small little wave, everybody began to scurry and isolate themselves like anyone probably would. But the biggest part of it was isolation and fear, and I hopped into all these families' perspectives in this dream and saw how they handled fear differently. And a lot of things happened in the first half of the dream, but initially those are the important parts. The middle of the dream was this wave. It was the same wave, and it was taking its turn going to all these countries and all these states, and it just was weird. Wiping out a state, like a wave wiping out a state, even if, I don't know, wiping out a country. And it wasn't really about death. It wasn't really about surviving a tsunami, literally. But anyways, the middle of the dream, this wave looked different. It was not light blue, it was dark blue, and the energy of the wave was different. It was just the people and the wave represent the same thing. So how in the beginning it was a little wave, in the middle of the dream it was wiping out and taking its turn, destroying. And these people were destroying themselves before the wave even touched them. Sometimes the wave never even came. And then through the third half of the dream, the wave was like 3,000 feet tall, black. In the middle of the dream, the wave represented anger. In the end of the dream, it represented pure rage. And in this dream, I really understood what the difference between both of those are in terms of how it feels, because it felt so strong at the end. And at the very end of the dream, right after I'd seen this black, rageful wave destroying so many lives, or people destroying their lives, it was almost like the dream stopped and I saw a shoreline, and I was holding hands with, it seemed like everybody on earth, and we began to hum and and we were looking at this 3,000 foot tall wave right in front of us, all of us, and we could feel this intense fear as it's approaching us. But as we and as we hummed, our fear decreased, and then we got louder and louder, and as we watched this wave, it started to become smaller and smaller, and by the time it got to the shoreline, it was a baby wave again. And the takeaway from this entire thing is, I think, progressive illness, fear, that fear does. It starts off by that little voice that we have in our head when something's not serious, but we take it into the worst outcome. We begin to isolate ourselves from other people or cling on to other people because waves represent control. And so now we're feeding the wave that energy. And then how fear goes to anger, goes to rage, but once it hits anger, it goes to rage so much quickly, so much more quick. And so you realize how progressive illness can escalate rapidly. And at the very end of the dream, how connection, being with other people, even if fear is facing you literally in front of your face, how you can really release a lot of your attachments to the fear, to control, when you have other people. So although I didn't have a dream about an Armageddon, I think obviously this dream was meant for me, but I hope it's meant for you too, or someone else that's listening. But it's about, how do I feed my fears, and how can I see them progress my characteristics to myself and to other people, and how can I include other people, ohms and ums, the feeling that I got from humming, hymning, singing, or holding hands with everybody, the feeling of being connected, and how can I release my fears by being with people. So it's just an interesting dream, and how I got the visuals and what the dream had to show me in order for me to get this simple message. But I hope this comes across your feed, if you are going through something like this and it tells you go out and sing with people, go out and hold hands with your friends, or just feel connected to your friends, find a way to connect, integrate with other people, and do not isolate. Thank you.